Hey, broken salespeople. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I speak with Pam Waters, and by the end, we found out that her business isn't actually taking advantage of one of her key strengths that she has. So by the end, we wind up creating something brand new for her that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Take a listen. Hey, broken salespeople. Welcome to the workshop. My name is Red Staffstrom, and we are here to help you fix your broken sales skills. Today, I'm with Pam Waters, who runs a virtual assistant business, Soul Advantage, SOEL, Soul Advantage, serving our entrepreneurs and leaders. But that's about all I know. Same thing as usual. We didn't talk much beforehand. Really want to understand her business, help you guys understand her business, and figure out how we can take her business to the next level. So Pam, why don't you kind of walk me through a 90-second overview of what you're doing?
All right, my name is Powerhouse Pam Waters, and I started Soul Advantage because I was originally fired from my good government job, but I had almost 20 years of experience. So I turned my limits into lemonade. And I started a virtual assistant business where I'm servicing entrepreneurs and leaders. So right now I'm doing social media content creation, graphics, whatever you need, I can do. I know we need to niche down, but I'm just all over person. Whatever the person needs, I got you.
Okay. So what platforms are you wind up being the most successful in? Like, who do you have a specific customer avatar that you're going for?
Right now, IG and Facebook have actually worked for me. I've found most of my clients, and let me know if I answered the question correctly. But Facebook and IG are where I find most of my clients.
Okay. So when I talk about a customer avatar, do you have like an ideal person that you like to work with, an ideal entrepreneur profile?
My ideal entrepreneur is a female over 50 right now that's looking to enhance their business and through social media.
Okay. So do you have any particular fields that you like to focus on, whether it's say a software as a service business, product business? Have you niched it down to that level yet?
I've niched it down to a product business where I've been working for marketing specialists.
Okay. So how have you found your clients recently? Like, how have you come across them?
For me, what's been working has been joining Facebook groups and understanding what people are in need of and connecting with them and talking further more about my business, what I can do to enhance what they already have.
Okay. So, and what size businesses are you usually going for? Are you mostly going solopreneurs, it sounds like?
Right now, solopreneurs has been what's been working for me. I'm open to everything, but it seems like I'm getting more feedback from small businesses at this time.
Well, especially from the virtual assistant side of things, that's where I usually see the best advantage right now.
Right.
I just read a really great book. I've read it before, but just reread it, I should say. The
Mhm.
4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss.
Right.
And he
I've never
talks.
read it.
What was that?
I said I've never read it, but I will make sure I will.
Actually, absolutely make sure you do, because that's going to be kind of the language a lot of your solopreneurs are going to want to be looking into.
Okay.
In terms of what they're going to expect you to have for your responsibilities.
Mhm.
The whole idea of the 4-Hour Workweek is how he can outsource all of his busy work to spend the time to focus on the Pareto
Things that make
principle, the
real
80/20
money.
rule. Yes,
Right.
exactly. The way you make money is by spending the time with your top customers, the 20% of the customers that spend 80, like create 80% of the revenue with you.
Okay.
So that's going to be the person that you're going to want to work with, is the people who want to outsource the thing so they can spend more time getting customers. And that's
Okay,
really
great.
got to be your sales pitch, is to free up the time, especially if your core demographic is over 50 years old.
Mhm.
They don't have the time, the energy, or the inclination to learn social media.
Correct.
My
They don't.
no, and quite frankly, I don't want them to. They'll figure it out, and it changes in 24 hours.
Well, I'm 50 and I have to learn it.
Absolutely. But you're in a
For
different
my business.
position
Yes.
where you can. Their job is to grow their business, not necessarily learning social media is almost learning like how to dial a phone in a way. If they
Right.
keep
'Cause you have to
changing the
learn.
numbers around and you don't know it.
Yes, because you have to know your SEO. Just posting something on social media.
Absolutely. And too many people. So the episode I literally released on like today as we record this, but like just released was the 6 biggest mistakes people make on social media,
Yeah.
where they're trying to either post on every single platform at once and then they're upset that they're not getting a following. No, find one platform.
Right. Because they're used for different things. Facebook is
Absolutely.
for conversation, and IG is, visual, and LinkedIn is a totally different thing. So you do have to know who your audience is.
Yeah, and if you're in a business to business world, you need to be fluent in LinkedIn. If you are in a direct to consumer, so you said the majority of your clients now are selling physical products.
Right. They're virtual. I was working for a virtual assistant coach. She was a coach. And then the young lady I'm working for now is a marketing specialist. So
Okay.
I could reach to them through Facebook. It was different. Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't need to learn how to be an expert in every single platform. And that's
No, you
something
don't.
so many people don't understand. Nobody talks about Kylie Jenner's LinkedIn profile.
Not at all. They probably wouldn't even look for her on LinkedIn.
Exactly. So you need to find the one platform. My thought so far is, are you more of a virtual assistant or are you more of a marketer?
And there lies the problem. I know I
Yeah.
started in business as a VA, but I'm kind of confused at what my title is now and how to promote myself. I need to transition into what I'm really doing.
Between the two, between marketing yourself as a VA and marketing yourself as a marketer is going to be a higher dollar return. An assistant
I
is somebody who basically, I know virtual, but picks up the dry cleaning. Almost anyone can
Correct.
be a virtual assistant.
I'm
The one,
learning.
yeah, the assistant is the one who orders flowers for somebody's spouse.
I'm with you on that. So that there lies like how do I really promote myself? And I guess I just need to transition in my mind and stop saying virtual assistant, because what has happened is I have become a marketing specialist.
That's kind of my thought process too. So I think the Soul, SOEL, has to pivot towards being more of a marketing company than a virtual assistant company. Because you don't need to have, first of all, the way your business is set up, as of right now, you don't have a scalable business where you're going to be able to hire new people yet.
Correct.
And that's going to be a problem that we'll have to discuss later on.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to be able to perfectly replicate yourself once things start to get busy.
Correct. And then also what I found out is that you have to compete with people charging $3 and $5 an hour, where I'm
Yes.
charging $35 an hour. And then when I go into these coaching Facebook pages, they're teaching other entrepreneurs to not pay VAs the price that I charge. They're actually promoting the $5 virtual assistant. So I get that, and that's why I say I need to transition into a different title so that I can get what I'm worth.
Yeah. So, and that's a big thing right now too, is there are companies like, say, Brickwork is the one I'm thinking of, based in, I forgot if it's India or Bangalore, that always is going to be able to undercut you on the virtual assistant side of things.
Yeah.
And they provide excellent, excellent services. In fact, I've been connected with a handful, like I'm not saying you don't, but
No, I understand, because what I've seen them do for the coaching class I was in, I was amazed myself.
yeah.
They're only charging $5 or whatever an hour for the things that they are providing.
And that's not a scalable business for you. The very first thing we have to break you of is the idea where you're trading time for money. Period.
Correct.
That is not a scalable model because you're limited there.
Right. I learned the hard way because originally I was charging I think by the hour,
Mhm.
and then you have businesses that stick to that hour. So if you don't do $25 an hour, they only gonna pay you 30 minutes. So I learned to do packaging. So I'm actually doing the package deals now,
Yeah.
where I put my time into how much you're gonna pay me for the month, whether I do the 25 hours or not. This is what you're paying me this month.
The good thing is that you have the skill set to pivot already if you understand social media.
Right.
That's more the direction to go into, but we're going to want to niche things down a little bit more for you.
Okay.
Because right now and I understand the mindset that you're in where you lost the government job and you're trying to find some things to pay the bills right now, and you're just looking for somebody who's willing to hire you.
Correct. And I
Which,
wanted to go ahead. I'm sorry.
and that's the absolute right way to think right now. But we need to pivot in order to help you grow.
Correct. It's a lot of factors behind it. I'm 50. I have a lot of skills. I have a lot of vision. And I know that the digital world is where we're going to.
Mhm.
So I need to get there so I'm in the loop before I'm not in the loop. And I don't want to ever allow someone to fire me ever again. That's my goal in life.
That's the whole reason I do sales in general. Is so
Right.
just to give you a little of my background, I graduated college with a degree in history 2 months
Mhm.
after Lehman Brothers collapsed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I went to be a history teacher, and all these municipalities were cutting their budget with a hacksaw.
Yeah,
So I got into sales because if you perform in sales, you can go anywhere.
sure.
It's impossible to fire you. Marketing is no different than sales.
It isn't. And
You know,
just to give you the whole, I mean, I have done so much so that I didn't go into all the details. I didn't know how long this was because I was a sales director for Mary Kay for a long time.
okay, so you have that
So I
full
know how to
entrepreneur.
sell. Yeah,
Good.
I just need to sell in 2020 because I think the last time I was doing Mary Kay was like 2008. So I just need to catch up with the times because I just went into a whole different direction than Mary Kay. But I love sales. I love customer service. So I want to take it where it benefits me now instead of me benefiting those people I've made a lot of money for. Because I can get you some grant money and all. I can do all of that. I just
Good.
need to do it for Pam Waters now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love that story. So kind of tell me your experiences with Mary Kay. How long were you doing it? How big did you get?
My first time I started with Mary Kay, I was 18. I bought the kit. I didn't do a thing with it because I didn't understand how powerful Mary Kay company was.
Mhm.
I was young.
Yeah.
So then a few years later, my sister-in-law joined. I came back in under her. I became a sales director. I won my first car because a lot of people don't know in Mary Kay, they have more than just the pink Cadillac. There's like 7 different cars that you could win the use of. You don't get to keep those cars.
Yeah.
You have to make them money in order for you to keep the car.
Yeah.
So I did win a car. I was a Mary Kay sales director. I won actually 2 cars while I was in Mary Kay. And then something happened to me in 2008. I didn't do it anymore. I chose not to do it anymore because once you start making them money, they will take your car and put it on a flatbed and sell it somewhere.
I've
So,
sold one of those. So I was in car sales and I wound up selling one of those pink Cadillacs.
right. So you don't get to keep it.
No.
You get to use it as long as you make them money.
No.
And so, but I learned so much in Mary Kay that's why I got the name Powerhouse. I was a overachiever. If I had a broken leg, I didn't have a car. I did all of that with limited resources. So I made things happen. So
Yes.
I've always used that within the businesses that I worked in, but now I need to use those same skills for myself.
Yes. Okay. So that's a story that you
So
promote. That's a
I'm sorry.
in a ultra. So Mary Kay has a very, very in all of these. I'm not sure multi-level marketing is quite the right way to describe Mary Kay, but it's pretty close to it.
It is pretty close to it. It's
Yeah.
like you can surpass the person you bring in. So it's not like a pyramid where you can't go above the person you came in. But there's money and it's a great company. I don't have anything bad to
It
say about
is, and they've changed a lot of lives. So I'm not here to trash them, but the failure rate at Mary Kay is probably above 90%.
Yes, and I think it's because you do have rules and regulations, and so sometimes to be recognized, people buy into it instead of earning it. So you can put yourself in debt to where Mary Kay sells a record suit if you're not careful.
Yeah.
If you want some people want the recognition, they're not really understanding that they putting all this money to a company which Mary Kay built to make you money and not put you in debt.
Yeah. And I've seen that happen a lot with a lot of those similar Mary Kay, Herbalife, a lot of those similar kind of companies.
Instead of making money, they tend to rather have the recognition than to actually earn the position that they're in.
I see that a lot too.
Yeah.
But that is a story of bootstrapping that most other people in the social media space do not have. There's a lot of people out there who understand the new school. They understand the way the algorithm works. There are very few people who understand both the new school and the old school at the same time. The dining room table sales.
Right.
There are not enough, like, now I'm not saying the old school is perfect. I'm not saying the new school is perfect, but you need to be able to understand both in order to survive in this world.
Yes, you do. I truly I still use the things that I learned in Mary Kay in the new world, as you say. And they tend to work actually better.
So for you specifically with your Mary Kay experience, I want you to lean on that. I want you to start showing your pictures of you with the pink Cadillac. I know it wasn't an actual pink Cadillac, but start using that for your own promotion.
Okay.
Because I'm sure there's pictures of you on stage getting recognition and things like that.
I have to find the pictures. You know, that was 2008. But I do have pictures as a director. I have to see if I have them with the car.
Okay.
The car.
That is going to set you apart from every other marketer out there. And your niche is going to be entrepreneurs who have physical products to sell.
Okay.
You're not going to want to work with people who, and generally smaller ticket items, the sub $100 products. Think of the majority of people who pitch on Shark Tank.
Right. That's a good idea.
That's going to be your core demographic that you're going to want to go after. And the reason is because the belly-to-belly Mary Kay style sales usually tend to be heavy on like closing arguments and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Close the deal.
It's a little bit more high pressure. High pressure. I don't know if you've ever read the book Spin Selling by Neil Rackham.
No, I have not.
Okay. It's Spin Selling, SPIN.
Okay.
Yeah. Spin Selling, it's the very first book I found that is really a scientific book about sales.
Okay.
Like this is Neil Rackham sat through thousands of calls of all sorts of different products and figured out the process that works. And closing techniques do not work in like relationship style sales, things like real estate.
Ooh, okay.
Because hard closing, like you can't manipulate and bully your way into a long-term relationship. It works really well with $49.99.
Yes, it does.
All right. So if your skill set is buy now, buy now, buy now, you need to find products and companies that serve that purpose. Whether it's similar makeup brands, you could work really well with them because you sold Mary Kay for years. You were a top producer. You understand the messaging. You understand the mindset. Yeah. There are plenty of small businesses out there that do eyeshadow and things like that. Things I know virtually nothing about.
That's true.
Yes. But that is going to be your bread and butter in my mind. Those are the people that you aim for time in, time out.
Great to know, because I was kind of lost of like, where do
because you were trying to hit everything at once. Stop.
I was. I was trying to do real estate, notary. I mean, I had a lot going on over here, but that really helps me
Yeah. So
focus.
real estate. So tell me about your real estate experience. I'm kind of curious on this. We might get a little bit sidetracked, but I'm okay with it.
I don't have real estate
Okay.
experience.
Oh,
That
so
was
you were
part.
trying to do like
I made a
virtual
list,
assistant
I made
for
a
real
list
estate
of things.
agents.
Yeah, I made a list of things that I want to do because I mean, God gives me a lot of things and I have to write them down. And so I've always wanted to go in real estate because I had the Mary Kay sales and I was good at it. I was like, I could sell houses because I was selling Mary Kay, and I'm not always the American Beauty, but I sold my products.
Yeah.
So that was a thought, and then I became a notary, and then I was like, well, I can be a notary signing agent. So it was just different ways that I can use Soul Advantage, but what would I do inside of Soul Advantage, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
So the very first thing is we need to find that's more the goal of this call now than anything else. We have to find the business that works for you based on your strengths, your techniques. And then we have to stop coming up with good ideas.
Yes, you're right. I need to shut it off.
Okay. The biggest problem most businesses have is not starvation. It's indigestion, trying to do too many things at once.
That's why my stomach hurts. But yes,
Yes.
I agree.
So we've got to turn some things off. We have to get rid of all of these extra ideas and become a specialist, an absolute expert in one area. Social media marketing for products, I believe, is the best course of action for you based on our conversation.
Yes, I agree.
Because
I
you
agree.
know the scripts verbatim for converting and
Verbatim.
getting them to buy lotion.
Yes.
Again, I'm not.
Yeah, I can sell you your own. No, I'm not gonna say that joke online.
Yeah. Well, you can. I
Yeah.
don't care. Like I don't
Oh,
care.
I used to sell you your own drawers back. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I can sell your underwear back to you because I know how to build a relationship and they actually be genuine. Because people can tell when you're just selling them something,
Mhm.
but versus actually building a relationship with them. And I've always been a relationship type of person, so that's why it always worked for me.
Yeah. And first of all, nobody wants to buy these things. Not even me.
You
Nobody
never.
does.
They got websites for that, But we're gonna talk about
Nobody
that
wants to
later.
buy a pair of drawers from a quasi Chewbacca looking dude.
You just don't
Not
know
even the
what people
quasi
are.
Chewbacca looking dude.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Mary Kay told me you have to build a relationship first.
Hmm.
They'll buy the product, but they have to buy you first, and
Yeah.
it'll be for long term instead of just a quick sell.
So this is going to be part of your onboarding process now, is building that relationship with your clients.
Yeah.
Because you can't just promote the product anymore. People buy the
No.
personality behind it.
Yes, they
So
do.
you've got to start figuring out what questions you need to know about your person and their brand, what they are trying to build. And there is no question too inane when you do an onboarding process.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Yes.
You want to
Yeah.
understand their personality, their appeal, because you're going to be mimicking their voice. Because you're not just selling hand cream.
Mm-hmm.
You're selling Lauren's hand cream and the specialties behind it and why she came up with it and why she actually created this product and her problems with cracked hands and how much it was annoying her and how all of those things. Like, you want to know the story behind it and know the story.
I need to be your co-host. Yeah, you got to sell. You have to sell the story.
Absolutely. But
People got.
for you to sell virtual assistant, no. So, and the other side of this is you understand the power of relationships and sales.
Yeah.
When you get to know them and you listen, I want to do a 45-minute onboarding with you. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions and I'm really going to learn as much as I can about you. That's going to be a retention tool.
Right.
Because they know if they go to Chime, let's just say, some other marketing company that's offering social media services,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to lose out on you. who understands and took the time to understand their story, who really wanted to get in and understand what the brand is.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the story of Mary Kay and how their business started and all of that. Something I'm not as familiar with. I understand the business how it is now, but I don't know the origins. But
Yeah.
when you sold, you told that story. I bet every single time you were at a dining room table.
Yes. Yeah.
You told that origin story, the way Spider-Man got his powers.
Yes.
You need to know that story for everybody that you approach before you sell them the right. Like, I can do social media marketing, but I need to make sure that I understand your story well enough to sell it for you.
Okay, I got it.
Then
Yeah, I have to
once
utilize
that,
what I already know. You're right.
so that's part one of your process on
Okay.
social media marketing. You learn what they do. You still don't sell yet. Let me get
Right.
back to you in 3 to 4 days. I'm going to create some artwork for you. I'm
Right.
going to
Okay.
create what you want your social media to look like. And you go on, I don't know how good you are on Canva, on Photoshop, or any of those, but learn Canva, especially.
Canva. Yeah, I
Yeah,
use Canva.
good. Go out and say, hey, I'm going to want a few photos of your products, of this, of that. Send those to me, and I'm going to pro bono create some art for you, a case study for you. Because if I don't understand your brand, I don't expect to be the person to market it.
Correct.
Now you can sell your products for $700-800 a month. Because now you've taken the time to show them and understand their story, their brand. It's not just copy paste.
Correct.
You see? So now
Yeah.
that's the direction we can start going.
Instead of all over.
You don't have a direction right now. Period. You
I
just
don't.
don't.
I don't. I don't. That's
So
why I reached out.
so right now, your next steps is you need to start figuring out your brand, your story, why you're the best person to talk to these small entrepreneurs.
Okay.
That's step one. The next step for you is going to be to talk about the figure out your ideal customer avatar, which we kind of have down a little bit right now anyway.
Right.
Okay. Once we have that, we can start like targeting them on these Facebook groups, just like the way we found each other. And
Exactly. Right. Use what works.
yes, start looking into brands similar to Mary Kay. Start looking into small lotion kind of places. Start trying to find these brands, looking into their social media.
Okay.
All right. Then we start targeting them. Once you have your first person to sit down with,
Mm-hmm.
your first step is going to be find out all the questions interview style to really understand their story.
Okay.
And you sit
Get
down
this.
and you have a conversation just like this with them. You learn their origin story, what motivates them. You need to know all of that. Then you still don't sell. Okay, I think I have everything I need to figure out a case study for you. Let me create some content free for you to see if I understand your brand.
That makes sense.
Okay. Most marketing companies are not going to take the time to do these kinds of things, especially not most social media marketing companies.
That's correct.
Most social
just
media
want
marketing companies just say, hey, we have a formula to get you X number of followers. No, nobody, you don't just want a number of followers. You want
sales,
diehard.
money.
Well, no, not even that. You want diehard followers. Sales
Well,
money will come once you have the diehard followers.
yeah.
It does.
Okay, because I've seen. Only reason I say that because I've seen and heard people say that they have a lot of followers, but it doesn't always necessarily turn to money. But it may be just how they're handling their business.
They're the wrong followers at that point.
Right, right.
So it's
I want organic, like you said, organic, real followers.
yeah. So it's better to have 10 people who love your message than 1,000 people who just keep an eye on you.
There you go.
You
I
know,
want to say that. I want real followers.
yeah. Once you find that, you have to find that brand, that identity, that you speak to the person who's having these issues. You're the person who bootstrapped and built a business, and so are they.
Right. I get you. I just need to narrow it down.
Yeah.
I be all over the place. That's just how I am. But
and that's common. That's really common. You're not having any problem that most entrepreneurs don't have.
Okay.
But we need to narrow your focus and say no to good ideas.
That's true. Because I got too many of them. You're right. And I didn't finish any of them.
No.
The side ideas, you know.
The man who chases 2 rabbits catches none.
I get, yes. The woman too. In my case. Yes.
So that's how we start, is we have to figure out the one rabbit we want to catch.
Right. But it's good that you really put me back to where I know my most successful thing was, and that was sales and Mary Kay, and stay with that. Because I threw that out the window. I did not want to be bothered with something like that. No. But it's funny to be right back where I'm actually supposed to be.
But especially women in particular, they've probably been pitched to Mary Kay a number of times, probably not just as a product either.
True.
You know, they understand what that life is like. Even if they don't, they have people who sell essential oils, who sell LuLaRoe, who sell everything else under the sun.
You're right.
They understand what's involved.
I agree, because for me there is a disconnect, because like some of the things I don't have a clue what the company is, but I do know Mary Kay in beauty and all of that great stuff. So you're right. I need to come back home to where I should have been anyway, instead of running. You know how kids run away from home, but then they get older and they realize mommy's house was the best house I should have been at.
Yeah.
And so thank you for bringing me back to that, because I've been running for that for whatever reason.
Now you'll probably find people who sell products other than lotions.
I get it though. I understand.
But that is the business I work at full time. So this is my part-time side hustle. The business I work at full time, I do consulting for real estate agents. Okay.
Really?
I kind of take apart their business, just like we're having this conversation, and point them to what they need to do too.
Okay.
Primarily, I help residential real estate agents, but I helped somebody yesterday who is 100% commercial. I've helped out mortgage brokers. I've helped out title attorneys, because they're similar to it. But all of my marketing, all of my message is still to residential real estate agents.
Okay. I got it.
Now, the great thing about where we're trying to go is you don't need a ton of clients.
Just need some good ones.
Yeah, you need 5 to 10 who are willing to spend $4.99 plus a month.
Correct. That's correct. And if you treat them right
now,
if you treat them right and they treat you right, it'll be a long, great relationship.
Absolutely. So this is the great thing that you have right now, is you don't need a lot. You don't need this. You don't need 5,000 customers. You need 10 to 15.
Correct. And yeah, because you'll be on burnout with that many people what I was doing as virtual assistant. You'll be tired.
And eventually you can hire your own virtual assistant to help you with this stuff. But that you're kind of, by being a virtual assistant, it makes no sense because you're aiming at the low end of your own skill set.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I went.
So
I went where I'm comfortable, but I need to go where I'm best at.
yeah. So let's start doing that. Let's start figuring out, okay, where do I find my ideal customers? Where do I find people who sell cosmetics?
Is that
Once,
rhetorical or effort?
hell, quite frankly, you could probably make a great business specializing in marketing for Mary Kay agents. Because there's
That's
so many of them specifically who skew older. You can be somebody who specializes in social media for Mary Kay.
the company itself, yeah, because the directors are cheap. That's why I didn't want to work with them.
Exactly.
They wanted to
But
pay me $12 an hour. I was
there's
like,
a
no.
ton of people who are willing to invest in themselves in order to get recognition.
Yeah, that's true.
So why not do it where you help them grow the business from a social media perspective as opposed to one dining room table at a time?
You want the real story? Because I did reach out to some of the directors that I already knew.
Mhm.
But they make great money, but they like the $3 virtual
No,
assistant. But I
no,
get
no,
what
no, no.
yeah,
You're
I had
not
to
aiming at the directors.
oh, okay.
You're
I'm
aiming
aiming
at
at the company.
Susan.
Oh,
You're aiming at
okay.
Susan, who's been, I don't know the name, but she wants to get her pink Cadillac.
Okay.
Because Susan is, she's been in Gold Club forever, but now wants to get to Platinum. And she has two options. She could buy $500 worth of inventory for herself and Merry Christmas. Like she's
Yeah.
given me a little vial of like lotion, like, you'll love this. No, I'm not going to use concealer ever. But that
Right.
happens. So they're willing to invest money in their business.
Yeah.
So now you're
I got
somebody who sold Mary Kay at a high level, got out of it, but now you specialize in social media for Mary Kay agents.
I need to go for the hungry consultant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're going to have those groups that you can get into pretty easily. Like, hey, I have a ClickFunnels that I've created that specializes in you helping get a party.
I never thought about the consultant. I always went for the top level ones who I thought already had the money and can afford me. But you're right.
Yeah, but now you get, so maybe you don't ask for $500 for the consulting fee, but you could ask for $200 to $300, and you could do 3 ads a month for them and put them into a funnel.
That's so right. That's so true. I promise you that didn't even cross my mind.
But
When
you
I
know
had
what
the
it's like to build that business.
yeah, true. I
So
went straight for the juggler and the people I knew that made the good money, but they choked me out and said, "Girl, girl, bye." But that makes sense.
No, you're going after Susan in Peoria, Illinois, who knows she can get that next level if she could get a handful more sales a month.
True. They'll do it for that $5 ring they give you, but I get you.
Yeah.
They
So
will.
figure that is your core audience that you can speak to that nobody else can. And that is a niche of thousands and thousands of women.
Yeah.
And you don't need all of them.
Just need a few good ones.
15 to 20.
15 to 20 that is willing to invest. You are so right. Thank you. I need to give you a virtual hug.
So I think
yeah,
we have your business for you.
you sure do. I'm about to for real, and I needed to focus. I'm telling you, I know what I can do, but I was just all over the place.
Yeah, don't use the jobs where you've got the recognition. Use the job like you've gotten that recognition. You've got those photos of you in 2008 being handed the keys to, again, it wasn't a pink. What was the car actually? Just curious.
That year was a Grand Prix. They were
Okay.
nice and fast too. They were actually pretty.
My very first car that I had was a 1990 Grand Prix, and I missed that car.
When they went out of, oh my God, I wanted it. When they came back from me, I was so sad. I was trying to go get one years later, but they were they don't make them anymore, I don't think.
No,
but I love that car.
Yeah, because they fell apart in 2009. But I love Pontiac.
Right.
Like one of
my God.
my dream cars is the old GTO.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, my friend has one of those. Those are fast and
Yeah.
annoying. Fast and annoying.
Yeah.
How about that?
So, but if that's what, like, take the picture of, okay, here's the Grand Prix that I was given from Mary Kay for being successful. Now I can not only teach you how I did it and give you my system, I can do social media in order to get you more sales now.
Correct. That's great. You didn't put a big smile on my face. And that's hard to do. I'm always smiling, but it's even bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we've got the idea. So that's who you go after, not the bigwigs.
Yeah, I found that out. I am.
Well, if they come, they come. But I think you could create a great business just focusing on the people who are in these like Mary Kay.
That's
Or
trying to get
similar multi-level marketing companies. Like you could do the same kind of thing with an Herbalife.
True. They're gonna try to make me go slim down. I like all this meat.
So when you become the expert in helping them market Cutco knives, and you create that funnel specific towards, let's set up a party.
Right. And how
so
to
that
do
they're
it
not.
virtually.
That's a business. You're not looking to be a multi-billionaire.
Well,
You want business you can make 100 to 150 plus grand a year.
Which will feel like $1 billion to me because I'm so frugal and
yeah,
I can live off of that till death do us part, whatever.
Yeah. So that's all we need right now. Stop trying to now. If it grows bigger than that, that's awesome. Everybody's happy, but there's no reason for you to overcomplicate things.
And I made it so complicated. I was just like, woo.
Okay.
You suck.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you something right now, and I want you to stick to it. No more good ideas. No more. No more good ideas. No more. This is the business you own now.
Yes. And I'm receiving that.
Yeah.
Bad Pam. Bad powerhouse, because I got too many. I'm going to throw that away after I talk to you, the list.
Whatever you want it to be. I mean, if you want to call it powerhouse marketing, if you want it, I don't think that would really relate to target demographic.
No, I'm not saying that. And when I was in Mary Kay, they called me Powerhouse Pam Waters, and that's just what I was just calling myself. I was talking about myself in the third party.
Yeah. Okay. But like, I'm debating if that's the brand that you really want to go with for Mary Kay, though. Like, Powerhouse is a great brand, but does it relate to again, Susan in Peoria? It could.
It's going to have to, because that's what I am. I am that brand. Powerhouse Pam Waters. That's what I'm.
Okay. So that's how you do. So now it's like, rather than looking at it as soul, I would like, it could be under the umbrella, but the marketing is going to be Powerhouse Marketing or Powerhouse, like something like that. That's the branding to stick to.
Like the DBA under the Soul Advantage. Like Soul Advantage is the.
Or it could be the product name. It doesn't. You don't need to overcomplicate it.
No, I guess I was asking, like, as far as business wise, I do have the LLC as Soul, but then you have Powerhouse whatever as a DBA. Oh, so
the DBA, the does business as. I don't think you need to overcomplicate that. It'll still all fall under the LLC, but the product and the brand the serving our entrepreneurs and leaders, that doesn't really hit the note.
You don't like
Mary
that,
Kay
do you?
sales
You can be honest. So for you, it doesn't even ring any bells. You don't like it. You can tell me.
It doesn't, like, not for me. It almost sounds a little too generic.
Hey, that's called constructive criticism, and I understand.
Yeah, it's, I like the acronym of it. I like the message behind it, but there's so many similar companies, it's not niched down enough for you.
Okay.
Okay,
So
it casts too big of a net.
okay.
All right, that's my thought process on it. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just too big.
Too big. No, I got you.
Okay.
Like I tell you, you can tell me anything, and I'm coachable and I'm teachable, and that's why I'm here. It's nothing. It's not gonna hurt my heart for you to tell me the truth to my face. I'd rather you tell me to my face than to sit here and be like, she's not going anywhere with that.
Yeah, but that's not like, if there was an acronym that was actually, like, I don't know. I don't see SOEL appealing to the Mary Kay sellers, if that makes sense.
No, you're right. You know, they the pink Powerpuff crew. I have to make something girly.
Yeah. And it's, yeah. But having that, and yeah, I don't see that relating to them the same way. I'm not telling you get rid of it. I'm not telling you to file the state fee again.
No. You got to understand, when I first made it, my ideal client was male. And if you, as a male, if you say it don't reach to you either, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
That was my client was men.
Yeah, I think your strength, based on our conversation, is going to be targeting female entrepreneurs anyway. And being the strong woman, the powerhouse. Something that they aspire to be, even if they do want to do it with perfectly manicured nails.
Hey.
You know,
girly, I know that's the funny part.
I'm not even close to any of it. Like, I'm like, again, I showed you, this is in my workshop. I'm like this is, so I am not your target demographic from that side of business. But I'm not sure. I mean, talk to people honestly. Ask a few people that you worked with in Mary Kay. Hey, do you think this would relate to you? Do you think you would be interested in a product like this? How would you change it? How would you, because a lot of the Mary Kay sellers are 40 plus years old who kind of feel like social media left them by.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. So now you are no longer a virtual assistant. Stop giving yourself the title of a $5 an hour job.
And that's what's happening. They trying to pay me $5.
Yeah. And there's always going to be some degree of people arguing over rates. But when you have a track record of success, it's different. So, so another thing that I'd really recommend you to do is find one Mary Kay person that's willing to work with you. And work with them for free.
Can I have the perfect email?
Yeah. So say, hey.
Somebody on Facebook actually reached out to me. That's in Mary Kay. She's probably at that level. So I have like the perfect person.
Yeah.
To start with.
Offer to work with them for free, no cost, for a period of 3 to 6 months, let's just say.
Okay.
Cost them nothing, but but at the end, you're going to want an honest testimonial.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a great testimonial, but it has to be an honest one.
Okay.
All right. And tell them that. Tell them, like, okay, well, if you feel like I didn't do my job right, I want to know that too, because if I have to pivot again, I need to know that.
Sure.
But I am going to do this for free for you for 3 months. And if you've got 2 or 3 people in a similar position, I'm willing to do that too.
Bring them on.
Yeah, get 3 or 4 people who will start and that you can grow their specific brands for them. Now, you've got testimonials, you've got results.
Mm-hmm.
That makes things really easy. Now, when there's
It
that
does.
Mary Kay conference, it's pretty easy for you to buy a table out front.
Yes.
And now you're a vendor at that Mary Kay conference.
That's true. Dallas, here I come.
That's all you need
Yeah.
to do. So it'll be like you're in the grind,
Mm-hmm.
but you create the results, you prove the results, you get the testimonials of the results, then you buy a table. That's your
There you
business.
go. That's my business. No, I'm writing it all down as I talk to you, and it's processing. So if I get quiet, this is processing.
Yeah,
But
but I
yeah,
think you've got enough for you to start really working on all of this right now.
I do. And
Yeah.
stop working on everything else but what you just told me.
Yeah. Everything else, like if you've got active virtual assistant clients, don't get rid of them. Keep them. Like keep the cash flow going in, but that's not the
Yeah.
people you sell to anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool bean. It makes sense.
Yeah. Focus on the business you want to build and just maintain those customers, maintain that cash flow you already have.
Cool. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You have
So,
really opened my eyes and got me focused.
so if there are people who want to reach out to you in order to like
Yeah.
work with you from a marketing point and not a virtual assistant point, how do they reach you?
Here we go. So you can reach me. It's at Soul Advantage LLC. No, Instagram.com/Soul Advantage LLC. You can reach me on my IG. If you want to call me, you can call me at 240-505-2921 so we can talk one-on-one.
Awesome. Well, it was awesome talking to you, Pam. I really enjoyed this conversation. This has been a fun one that we got to like rebuild the business completely almost.
Oh, thank you. Yes. We just dismantled the whole house and rebuilt it as a mansion.
But
I
yeah,
appreciate
we didn't take apart a house though. We took apart a teepee.
Okay.
Like I'm going to be kind of blunt with you there. We took apart a pillow fort that was just scattered all over the house. Like it wasn't even a pillow fort. Like you had a blanket on the coffee table and you had some of the couch cushions on the kitchen table. Like you just basically you just had a Bed Bath and Beyond store explode in your home and you called it a pillow fort.
You know what? I'm going to officially allow you into my family because that's all we do is talk and joke on each other. And I'm going to receive that. Yeah. And it's not even hurting my feelings. It's just funny, but yeah, so true.
Now we don't have a business yet either. Like
no, we don't. I got a lot.
Now we've got a blueprint.
Yeah, I got work to do. And it's no problem because I'm up for it. I just needed this kick in the butt. I needed your reality, and so I can get started on my future and hopefully the success of my business. Okay.
And I'm excited for you. Whatever other. So I want to tell you the same thing I tell everybody because this has been a super fun conversation. I want you back on the show.
Sure, no problem.
I want you back on with bigger and better problems. I want you to come on when you're having a problem scaling your business, when you have to start thinking about hiring a virtual assistant of your own. I want you back on.
Okay, because you didn't put me all the way back to even getting a real name. Yeah. So I got a lot of work to do.
but you already have a lot of it. Like you have it. Like this is all things you can do. It's just a matter of we have to put it all together again.
Yes, we do. And I think
so on a brighter note, like we took apart the business, but you still have all the products. We just have a new set of IKEA plans today.
Yes.
Like we're just putting the Legos back together in a different formation.
Hey, I get it. Yeah. I do. I get it.
So
I appreciate it.
So yes, thank you so much for being on Soul SOEL on Instagram. I'm super excited for you.
Yes. Soul LLC on Instagram.
So thank you so much for being on. For everybody who's listening now, please take the time to subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And until next time, please go fix yourself.